Hello everyone, welcome to Multilingual. My name is Karina. I'm a language trainer and a Cambridge examiner. In today's video, I'd like to show you how you can better accomplish the second part of the CAE speaking exam. If you haven't seen two videos on CAE yet, the one is on tips and tricks on how to pass the CAE speaking exam better, and also another video on the collaborative task part 3. And today, let's concentrate on the second part of the CAE, which is called long turn, where you have to describe pictures, right? Let's go. Here is some important information in the first place. Part 2 of CAE is an individual long turn, which basically means that you have to speak alone for only 1 minute. It's your showtime, guys. For some people, a minute might seem to be too long, but actually, if you have a lot to say, there won't be enough time. In this part of the test, you have to focus on your fluency and your ability to organize your ideas as well as express yourself clearly. That's quite a challenge to do in only 1 minute, right? Even a native speaker would be struggling to accomplish this task. So without any preparation, it just doesn't work. Preparation is the key. Practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. Practice as much as you can in advance. And now let's see what the part 2 looks like. So you are given 3 pictures on the same topic. Here is an example. First, you listen to the examiner explain to you what you have to do. Please listen to him or her carefully. You can also read the task because it's printed on the page above the pictures. What do you have to do? You have to compare only 2 pictures out of 3, and of course you can choose the pictures you want to speak about. Remember that you're given only 1 minute to answer both questions in the task. So here are some things that students might do wrong. The first thing is that they don't understand the task and don't ask the examiner to repeat the instructions. This is maybe due to the stress and nervousness in the examination situation. Of course, I understand this. But still, listen carefully to get the instructions correct. And remember that the instructions are also written above the pictures. The second thing is that the student starts describing pictures by saying what clothes people are wearing or what can be seen in the background. That's not what you were expected to do. Nobody is interested in the color of the flower pot behind the girl sitting at the rectangular table. It's nice that you know these words and you can describe the table and the colors, but it's not what you have to do. You have to keep the questions in mind. Talk about the main similarities and any differences between 2 of the pictures. And for the second question, you'll have to speculate and give your opinion. The third thing is that because students start describing the pictures, they go off topic and don't have enough time to answer both questions. So please keep the questions in mind. The fourth thing is that you think about the time limit. Don't think about it. Just keep speaking because the examiner will stop you anyway. It's their task to pay attention to the speaking time. Yours is to speak, so concentrate only on speaking, please. And the last thing, you have to listen carefully to the other candidates speaking because afterwards you'll be asked a question based on their pictures, and it would be better if you can connect your ideas with what the other candidate has already said. In a nutshell, the first thing, listen to the instructions. 2, speak for 1 minute. 3, listen to the second candidate. And 4, answer a question asked by the examiner. And now let's have a look at the task I've prepared for you today. Let's practice. Here are your pictures. They show people using or working on recent inventions. I'd like you to compare 2 of the pictures and say why people might find these inventions useful and which invention might be life-changing. I'd like to compare the picture on the left with the one in the middle. I assume that the scientist is working on some kind of medicine that might combat a disease and help someone stay alive or improve their health condition. Whereas in the middle picture, we can see a person holding a pair of chopsticks connected with a wire that allows one to have a better grip while eating Asian food. A lot of people find it tricky to handle chopsticks since there are two separate sticks that are difficult to use together. I'm sure almost everyone would find this invention useful and handy, including myself. Both inventions might be really helpful in different life situations. However, it's obvious that the first one can be life-changing. Actually, it could be even life-saving or life-prolonging. A pill or a vaccine can prevent spread of a disease or a virus. That for sure will have a more significant influence on somebody's life. Thank you. The moment you hear these words from the examiner, you have to stop talking. Now the examiner will ask the other candidate to answer a question connected with the pictures. That's why you also have to be an attentive listener throughout their speaking turn. Let's see what question can be asked in this case. Which invention do you think might have a negative effect on someone's life? And now you or the other candidate has to speak for about 30 seconds. Okay, let me comment on this. There are no ready-made answers or typical phrases I can teach you to use in the long-term part. However, I'd highly recommend that you keep the points in mind I've mentioned earlier in this video and just practice speaking about different topics and comparing different pictures, and always pay attention to the time while practicing as well, because it's only 1 minute, right? So you have to be really fast. If you use too many fillers, like, you lose the precious time. Here is some advice I can give you though. If you describe pictures, you should use present continuous. This is because someone is doing something in the picture at the moment of speaking, right? And if we describe some pictures or people doing something at the moment, we use present continuous tense. Like I said, the scientist is working on some kind of medicine. Is working, that's present continuous. A person is holding a pair of chopsticks. Is holding, present continuous. For comparing the pictures, you can use the linking word whereas. I featured this linking word in one of my previous videos. Please follow the link to check this one out. And always stay on the point of the task. Don't beat about the bush and don't go off topic. You simply have no time for this. Okay guys, let me give you another example to practice. Here is a task number 2. Here are your pictures. They show people wearing a uniform. I'd like you to compare 2 of the pictures and say why people need to wear the uniforms and how might they feel about wearing them. I'd like to compare the picture on the left to the one on the right. In the left side picture, we can see people working in a hospital. They are probably surgeons who have to take hygiene extremely seriously. So they are obligated to wear the uniform that consists of a white gown, a mask, and a cap. In comparison, the people in the second picture are wearing uniforms for a different reason. It serves them as a symbol of belonging to a specific kind of sport, martial arts. They need to wear the fully white outfit and black belts in order to be recognized as members of their group. I can imagine that both groups of people might feel proud of wearing their uniforms because they're respected for their occupations in our society. I can also imagine that they might feel more comfortable and secure in these uniforms than in their usual clothes. On balance, I think uniforms play a significant role for people. The moment you change into a uniform, you turn into a different person with a more evident social role. Let me give you another tip there. What pictures should you choose? I'd recommend that you choose the pictures with which you can demonstrate your excellent grammar and vocabulary skills. You are expected to use a wide range of vocabulary and have to be prepared for any kind of topic, right? Because it's an advanced examination, it's CAE. In this case, for example, you're expected to say words like martial arts, surgeons, hygiene. These words and the correct pronunciation, of course, will give you some extra points. What other interesting words and grammatical structures have been used in this speaking example? Let's have a closer look. In the picture, be careful with the preposition. It's not on. I hear this mistake a lot. It's in the picture. Take something seriously. Who have to take the hygiene extremely seriously. By the way, instead of using the word very, I've used extremely. This following grammar is also interesting. They're obligated to wear, not just they must. It's a good grammatical structure for an advanced level. And to speculate, I use the phrase, I can imagine that. Here you can also see an example of passive voice, they're respected for. And I've used present continuous to describe the ongoing action, like in, whereas the people in the second picture are wearing uniforms for different reasons. And to finish, I've used on balance and the word significant instead of important. So I deliberately used more advanced vocabulary and grammar to show off with my vocabulary skills and get better marks. Some students think that if they speak in more simple sentences, they won't make any mistakes. Instead, you should opt for more complex grammar and vocabulary structures because that's what shows your advanced level of English. If you speak just in present simple, if you say only words like nice, very, important, you probably won't pass the CAE because it just doesn't align with the tested level. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Good luck with your examination and see you next week on this channel. Bye guys.